you just make sure you start by introducing yourselves, so we've got all your names.
Wait, individually.
It's so, I just said that, no one said anything.
And
Let's
when I
kind of keep
finish
it coat on,
talking,
so that's it. Kind of keep it on, I'll take it on.
Are we introducing?
It doesn't look like a coat, it's like a cool jacket.
Just make sure you start by saying all of your full names, so we know who you
Oh,
are.
okay, yeah.
When you're ready.
Jessica Haddon.
Louise Curtis Spence. Molly Young.
Toby Carpenter.
Jessica Bennett.
So, first of all, thank you for letting us pitch our idea to you today. I'm hoping to outline all like the aesthetics, the ideologies, and our production timeline of our production. So we've gone with 7 Years by Lucas Graham. Chosen this song because like the storyline of the music video, it's like his life from birth to like up to his old age. So it'd be quite nice to replicate that. It's quite narrative, a bit of abstract in there. We can show this off with like colours and all that. Can you press the button? So the concept, so we've got a hybrid music video, 80% performance, about 20% narrative. It will start with like a roll of baby pictures, baby videos, to like start off life, that's how we'll start. And then dance will walk into the centre of a studio, like pretty dark, one light maybe, and then they'll start dancing to the words. For the second verse, they'll be dancing in a playground to show childhood. Maybe they'll be in a school uniform looking like costume. On the third verse, it talks about drinking and smoking, so we'll have like a shot of someone with like a brown bag with a bottle in it, so it looks like alcohol, and then maybe like a fake blunt, like I've put. The third verse, dancing back in the studio, because the song slows down at that point. Fourth verse, back in the studio, there'll be a dancer in the middle with a book, maybe reading it, and then we'll have a dancer going around, they'll be sped up. They'll be reading the book, there'll also be a shot of a piece of paper being like scrumpled up, but it'll be like backwards, so it'll like unscrumple itself. For the next verse, we'll be like dancing in the studio back there, and they'll have a shot of like a sunset, but it'll be to show the morning sun, because it says before the morning sun, life was lonely, to help emphasise that. The next verse will be the studio. There'll be shots of like friends having fun to show that, because that's what it says in the song. The seventh verse, back in the studio, there's a line that says, "We travel around the world and we're still roaming." So we'll have a shot of either a train station or an airport, depending on where we want to go. Have someone walk towards that with a suitcase to show travelling. Next verse, we have dancing in the background, and then because it's come to the end of the song, quite slow pace. We have like baby pictures come back on the sides. And then it starts to speed up, so we'll have like the whole video reverse quite quickly. And then it will like end with a snap with one of the dancers just stand in the middle, go quiet. And then it will say like the first line again at the end. So then we'll have like more baby pictures, video, and it will just slowly come to an end then with the colours. Next.
For our target audience, we chose to choose the age range of 18 to 25, because as Toby said, this song is based on a man that was from birth to or an older age, where the song is based around that. So we thought that this age range would connect more with the song and would want to watch this music video more. So that's the age range that we chose.
The style that we're doing is contemporary with elements of jazz. We chose that because we feel that's the strongest one we can do together. Toby went through that, basically what it is, but we broke it down more to like what stuff we will do, the dance side of it. So obviously at the beginning, obviously he said the baby pictures, but we're going to do that going into the studio, walking into a dance space, just to represent that it's going to be from dancers' point of view. We've watched a YouTube video, we're going to take some inspiration, and a lot of it's a lot of floor movements for the second verse, which is obviously links to like the drugs and stuff, so that brings us down. Obviously we'll do a lot of floor movements on this section, and it goes with the lyrics, obviously, the movements. And obviously the one here moved up, and get yourself a wife or you'll be lonely. We're going to have a duet section on that point. to obviously show the connection between the two of them. And obviously, like Toby said, there'll be one with the dancer in the middle and the dancer around. That's going to be like done in 2 shots because we wanted to show effects, like I'm on my own and then there's someone around me, or vice versa, whichever one. And obviously the piece of paper, we obviously got that inspiration for YouTube clip as well. Obviously one of our music videos we looked into, and that's what we got the like the inspiration. It was like reversed, and it was like it was really like quite cool how it shows. Obviously we asked the guys if they'd be able to do it, and they said they'd be able to do that. And then obviously the goals one, we want this is going to be quite a dramatic section, and we're going to include a bar, a dance bar, like to represent obviously the dance section. Obviously we talked about going to the studio a lot, but we are going to be dancing in like a playground to represent the school, like using different settings to like show that we can use the different varieties of places, not just the studio. So we're going to use the studio to do some sections to show that we are dancers, and that's includes some dancing in it. But we're going to like basically create boundaries by going to the airport. We're like, obviously me and Molly both drive, so we're going to go there or the train station, whatever we can do. We're going to include props like a suitcase and stuff like that, showing that. And obviously the playground, we're going to do some stuff, so we're going to use like different settings as well. But we're going to go always back to the studio as like a...
Yeah, in the second to last verse, there is a part which says, remember life and then your life becomes a better one. We're going to have a slow motion turn leap, but it's going to be a bit of a stop motion, so you'll see in different parts of the leap going across the screen. In the final part of the song, it really builds up, and that's where the climax is. So we decided that we were going to have a really fast, dramatic, powerful section in the black space where there's a lot of gestures, a lot of movements that relate back to the first part of the dance, which we've taken from a video. And then at the end of the video, where it says, once I was 7 years old for the final time, we thought about the fast rewind or possibly a burst of pictures, but then we've settled on the final image of having one person and maybe having a TV turning off effect. So when it, like an old TV where it just all comes together and there's a bright flash of light and it all comes off.
So for the setting, there's going to be lots of different locations, well, a few different ones. One of them which is going to be the dark room, which is a whole focus on just the choreography. And then there's the playground, which is a focus on the younger years, and a train station and airport for like middle-aged and older years. These will all be filmed during the day because lighting at the time of day is not really going to impact our music video. So the aesthetic at the start of the music video is going to be quite dark and old-fashioned to like show that it's before where it's older. And then as we move on, it will move, and then at the same time as that, they're going to be the dancers are going to be wearing school clothes to show that it's them when they were younger. As it moves on, the dancers will move into casual clothes, and the video will become brighter and more modern to show that it's moved on to after school years and more modern day times. And then towards the end, the general style of the video will stay the same, and the clothes will be the same, but the focus will be more on, not so much on the dancing, but more on like the story of the song.
So when I listen to 7 years, I imagine a timeline from birth till death kind of thing. So I aim to create this using different techniques and different aesthetics. With all the planning that has gone into and will go into, I hope to have a fun, focused experience and produce a high quality music video. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I have a few questions.
Yep.
Right, you spoke about use of colour. What other, you didn't tell me what the colours were and why you chose them. So what are the colours that you're thinking about and why have you chosen these?
So at the start, we kind of like colour graded like grey brown. It's like old paper, that kind of colour, because that's like what film used to look like in the old days. So that'd be the
And
start.
that links to the pictures that we're going to use.
Yeah.
So obviously there'll be pictures of us, all of us, when we're younger to link. Obviously it was quite a couple, like years ago when, so that will link to, obviously, yeah, not for me, but yeah.
And then in the middle, colours will be like quite bright, quite normal colours, because that will simulate that that's where we are now. And then for the future, it would be the same as well. It could go a bit brighter. But then with it being dark, we can set that in the ones where it talks about like drugs and stuff to show that it wasn't really like the good times of life. Yeah.
And then Molly, you said about target audience. How are you? So you said what it was. How do you think your video actually targets that target audience?
Because we do have aspects of like drug use in there as well, so it can't be for like much younger audience. So we do have to think about that, and because it relates to it more, I think. So yeah, so people like more our age are going to want to watch it instead of people younger.
And how many dancers are dancing in the piece?
It's just going to be us two.
Just you
So
two.
there'll be like solo elements, and then so like some bits will just be me,
Mhm.
and then some bits will be, and then there'll be like the bit where there's obviously me or Louise in the middle,
Mhm.
and then it'll be like the duet section. But that's contact. It'll be a contact bit there really.
Okay. So the baby pictures that happen at the start and at the end, are they of you two? So
Yeah.
you-
Yeah, there's going to be some of us and some of everyone else as well, just to get
Yeah.
everyone
Just to
involved.
show that the media.
Yeah.
But for those guys, it will just be general pictures. But with us, we're going to try and find old pictures from like shows and like,
Yeah.
anything we've done.
Like show our pathway really, so it makes more of a understanding.
Any more questions?
You have a question.
I was going to ask you about when you're breaking down your track, you were going through the verses and you got to like verse 7 and then the next verse. Check, because I don't think the verse has got 8. The track might have 8 verses seems a lot. So make sure you've got it right into it, just so you know your sections. There might be that you've got a verse and then you've got a bridge and then you've got a chorus and then you've got another bridge and a chorus verse sort of thing. It's just make sure that's right. So you've got, but apart from that, seems fine.
I think it's because the song's quite repetitive.
So a lot of our stuff will be repeated, but the guys are saying they're going to use different effects, so like speed one section or slow down, depending on what the words are saying. And link, like we said, like the slow motion of the leap. That's what we thought. Make it more static as well to make it link with the words that we're saying. Obviously.
Okay, and then you were talking about the airport train station. You sorted that logistically, or is that still something you sort of?
Well, we're going to sort it obviously, but because obviously we thought with transport, because we both drive, we've just got to decide who's going and vice versa.
Have you spoke to anyone about permissions and things like that?
Not yet.
Okay, you need to get that one and make sure, especially if you do want airport, that would be something you need to get on right away if you want to actually do that.
I'm going to the train station later anyway, so I can ask them.
Yeah.
It might be that you need to find someone a bit higher, and the person on the front desk doesn't
Yeah.
have the rights to
They've
say.
got a advisor down on the train station. We used them when they were filming for their Dads for Camera last time.
Cool. Fine, I'm happy.
Mm.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
I will see you guys this afternoon